So I'm harvesting today, and I've just opened up most of the plot so that I can get at everything. And it's the absolute grimmest time in the middle of January for harvesting. Everything's looking sickly, nothing's growing. It's just a really tough time for the plants. The light levels are really low at the moment, below 8 hours. And so everything's just really struggling. So you have to be really careful when you're harvesting not to pick too much. So I'll just give you a quick look at what we've got, and I'll actually show you the harvest once I've picked it, because it's too cold for me to show you the actual process of the harvest. Anyway, we've got quite a lot of lettuce, but again, these lettuce beds, they look okay from this distance, but they really are, some of them are really suffering close up. And this is one of my Brassica beds. It's just hanging on there. Another salad bed, not too bad, but you can see a few plants lost to stem rot, and this bed a little bit better. I've just harvested the spinach, so this is just what's left. Just enough leaves now for them to keep growing. Anyway, I managed to harvest maybe 2 leaves off each plant, something like that, so very slow progress. This is my youngest Brassica bed. I only planted this in the middle of October actually, so very, very late. But I do get consistently good harvest off it. Leaves about this sort of size every week off most of the plants. And I particularly love these red kales. These are the only red things that we're harvesting at the moment, apart from maybe the ochre. Well, I know they're not red, these are purple, but they are really beautiful. And obviously, hopefully in spring these will really come to life, and I'll get a bit of good leaf growth off them before they run to seed. And this is still a good crop for me, field bean tips. So I'm still just taking the tips off these field beans like that and leaving the next shoot to grow on, and all of them are coming up with multiple shoots, so that's kind of what we need. And I don't know whether you can see, probably you can, these are the ones I harvested last week, and you can see new shoots here coming up. There's another one that I harvested last week. So yeah, these are just such a great crop. There we go, and that one will grow on from there. And there's another field bean bed that I harvested last week. And I'm working my way through the carrots, and obviously I finished that bed and put onions in. Those are actually bulbing onions, so although they look really gorgeous and ready to eat, which they are, I am leaving some of those in to bulb up. But we've got plenty of spring onions, so I'm not so worried about that. And I just finished clearing this bed, and then I'll get that all cleared up and ready for planting with spinach. And then this one will be the next couple of weeks, and then I've got another carrot bed over there for the next month. And I've got 3 perennial kale plants on the allotment, and I'm taking the leaves off these at quite a rate. They're a really important crop at this time of year. I'm taking the leaves when they're about that size. You can see my hand, about that size. They're just really nice and tender at that point. And I've got lots and lots of additional ones at home. And the pak choi and the tatsoi is looking pretty grim now. I mean, there are still some nice leaves coming, but the rate of growth, it's basically stopped growing completely. So there's no point really harvesting it, because I'm only getting like a few handfuls. So I'll just leave that to grow on a bit. But I'll be replanting this bed soon anyway, just like that one, was replanted to lettuce just before Christmas. And then in the polytunnel I've just harvested this spinach bed, still leaving quite a few leaves on. It's still growing really nicely, and I'll be harvesting lettuce in a minute. That's my next job. And you can see there's really not much lettuce to be harvested off these plants, just enough probably for about six meals for Debbie and I. And we just got a little bit of parsley and some outdoor herbs, but not really that many. And then we've got this little bed of sunchokes, Jerusalem artichokes, which are best left in the ground. And I'm also going to pick a few of the leeks. Hopefully we'll keep these going until April time. And then one of my favourite things to harvest at this time of year are these gorgeous little ochre, and we've got quite a lot of these actually. We've got 6 tubs to harvest, so they go quite a long way. We do about a tub a week, and I don't know whether you can see this now. I've just broken this open. So a pretty nice yield really. And these are such a gorgeous colour as well. I don't know if you can see them, but really lovely. This is just one plant in here, one plant per pot. Plants grow quite big, and you can use them, the leaves as well, in salads in the summer. So pretty good. So I'm quite bullish about these. We use these instead of radishes in the salads at this time of year, but you can also use them as a kind of potato alternative, although I think it's a waste because potatoes are so easy to grow, whereas these are quite a delicacy really by comparison, and quite a bit more expensive, and obviously the yield is much lower than you would get from potatoes. So I'm hoping these will last me until the middle of March, when we'll have radishes again. Yeah, that's good enough. So pretty good. So then we also have about, I think, 12 of these little containers. I don't know what they are, 20 litres perhaps. And these are just flower tubs from the supermarket. And these have got little new potatoes in them. And these are nice to have, and these generally last us until about the beginning of April, and that's the point then at which we have our new potatoes that are just growing now. Actually, just broken surface. So these look actually quite nice. This is quite a nice little harvest. They did get blight, these, so I had to take the tops off a little bit early, but they're definitely welcome. I mean, it's not like a massive harvest, but obviously we've got our main crop potatoes in store, so these are just an extra treat really, for a couple of meals. We like growing them, and it's nice to have such fresh new potatoes as a complement, to the stored ones, which now are quite old. Right, so I'm going to leave that potato compost in there because I'm going to use this for potting on some of my brassicas, so that'll do. There's those little potatoes, as I say, very welcome at this time of year. I just picked some spring onions, and obviously these are such an important crop at this time of year. I've got to say, I just love cleaning spring onions up. They start off just looking so scrappy, and then just as soon as you peel them, they just look so gorgeous and fresh and perfect, really. I think that's one of the nice things about gardening, is you pick something that just looks so dirty and grubby and, dying leaves on it and all that sort of thing. And then with a few seconds work, you've got these little beauties. So that's the field bean harvest, and obviously it's nothing to write home about at this time of year, but it's worth doing, even though it's the harvest isn't that big, because it does stimulate the beans to produce more shoots, and that's what you want, is those young tender shoots. And obviously as we get into February, the growth rate of these really starts to pick up, and we'll have way too many of them then, and we'll start replanting. Because there's so few lettuces at this time of year, it's really nice to have things like this. This is corn salad. It's a wonderful winter lettuce. Does really well outside, and so I've got just enough here to see me through until the middle of February, when the lettuce harvest picks up. And as I say, these are a really lovely addition to the salad mixes, and that's the same with this, which is the winter miner's lettuce. Again, really lovely, succulent lettuce that just thrives in the outdoor conditions. And that mound of salad rocket too, so the smaller leaves there are again really good in salads. And also from the back garden, we've got a lovely range of different kales, cabbages and things. I've just picked that nice little selection. So here's today's harvest table. It turns out not quite so meagre as I was thinking as I was doing the harvest. I've just put out a few bits and pieces from the store as well, just so you can see that we don't just eat fresh. So there's a bit of garlic here and some passata here, some jams and chutneys, dried apples and dried pears, obviously potatoes from the store, onions and shallots, beetroot, and loads of other bits and pieces. So let's quickly take a look. So I've got spinach down the edge. Those are those new potatoes. Quite a nice crop of carrots actually. Some really lovely colettes. Some more colettes here. And then some leeks. Nice mixed brassica selections all around here. These are the field beans. They're looking gorgeous. Those spring onions. Mixed herbs. They're the ochre, don't they clean up just so gorgeous. And they're the Jerusalem artichokes, bit of chard. We're actually quite short of chard right now, so just 3 containers of those. And then these are actually salad ingredients, but I've not put them in the salad yet. So we've got the salad rocket, winter miner's lettuce, and then here's the corn salad, and then the actual lettuce spaces for the salads. So there's lots of ingredients to go in those salads yet, but that is the basic harvest for the week. So yeah, the pickings are extremely meagre at this time of year, but fortunately we've got loads of stuff in the store. We've got quite a lot of stuff in the freezer, and we've got masses of stuff coming for spring. So you just have to kind of tough it through this period really. We've got loads of dried stuff as well, so we still have a really lovely diet. But I must admit, at this point in time we are buying quite a bit of fruit, quite a lot of berries and stuff from the supermarket for fruit salads and the like, and that really makes a difference, I think, at this time of year, all that summer fruit. So we're only self-sufficient in veg and seasonal fruit. I don't think it's really possible in this country to be self-sufficient in fruit unless you process it all. So yeah, anyway, I hope you like this quick video. Meager pickings. My name's Steve. This is the Seaside Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.